Hello world! My name's Christine and I'm starting this video log to document my plans to quit my job, travel the world, find a city I would love to call home, and start a company. It's March 5th, 2017, and I'm in my apartment in the same city I have been in for the past 8 years, which is Arlington, Virginia. And I just came to this major life decision 2 weeks ago. And I thought it might inspire and help others if I were to document my journey from the very beginning of coming up with this idea. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what led to my decision, and then over the course of the next several months before I leave, cover the logistics of how I think I can make this happen in weekly videos. So this all began at 2:30 in the morning on February 17th, my 34th birthday. I woke up in the middle of the night with this sudden realization that I had to quit my job. It's not that I don't like my job or that the people are horrible. In fact, I've been extremely successful in this role and my coworkers are wonderful. But I'm just no longer happy with living in this area and working the standard 9-to-5 job. I also feel like I don't really have a passion for what I do anymore, and I'm getting this sinking feeling that my life is going nowhere. How millennial of me, right? Well, I finally fell back asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. I awoke again at 7, and my more reasoned mind had taken hold, and so I got out of bed and I started calculating the numbers. And I'll go ahead and put my initial estimates in the comments, but essentially I came to the conclusion that just quitting my job and traveling the world would result in maybe 6 months, and if I'm nice and frugal, maybe a year based on what I have in my savings, which is not exactly what I want to do. So over the last couple weeks, I've been noodling with all kinds of ideas on ways I could make money and travel, and I started to apply to remote project management positions because I thought of all the skills that I have in software and consulting, this was probably the most likely type of role that I could find fully remote. I haven't had any luck with that yet, but it's still keeping that option open. Then I considered maybe I should just stay with my current company, as there's an office that we have in London. Management seems pretty receptive to this idea, but we have no timelines as to when that move might be able to happen. And I would just be stuck in London. Since it's not really a remote job, I would just be based out of the office there. It's still definitely better than staying where I am now, especially since I could spend weekends in other countries, since London is so close to everything. But that doesn't really give me an opportunity to find myself or build my own company or really achieve all these other goals that I have. So my focus over the next several months is to build up a solid freelance profile and see what kind of work I can get via websites like Upwork, which seems to be one of the most popular for this. Apparently the plans I'm making will turn me into what's considered a digital nomad, one who wanders the world in search of good Wi-Fi in order to work and travel at the same time. And if I'm successful, I'll be able to at least partially offset the expenses that I would incur, which would then allow me to travel for longer. So if all goes as planned, I'll spend the next 3 months researching and making plans. I'll take a week off in April to really work on my freelance profile and proposals. And then I plan to take another week off in May because I want to travel to Maine. My parents are going to see my 88-year-old grandparents, and that might be my last opportunity to see them. So then I will quit my job in early June, drive my car and my dog to Florida. This is my dog Hyde. So I will drive down to Florida, drop my car off with my parents, and hopefully my dog off with my sister. That is still to be determined. I'll then spend maybe a month with my parents getting any final items in place, then fly to London to start there. My goal is to spend at least a month in every city that I visit, and I'd like to focus on Western Europe, at least initially, although I'm sure there's a solid chance of a long stint in Southeast Asia, depending on how much money I can earn and spend, since the cost of living there is significantly lower. I hope that you'll join me on this journey to find inspiration from and maybe inspire some fellow travelers, eventually come up with some amazing idea for a new business, and discover myself and the world around me along the way. And then, of course, laugh with me at the mishaps that I'm bound to encounter because I don't really know what I'm doing yet. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment or reach out via email. As of the recording of this video, I'm practically a blank slate with my only knowledge based on really the last 2 weeks of research. So by the time you watch this, I'll hopefully be a bit more experienced, but I'll always welcome the insight and ideas of others. See you again soon.